Hello, how you going, footprinters? I'm just gonna move this down a wee bit. On a day when I surprisingly have it together. We'll see how long that lasts. You know how you fall down rabbit holes and it takes forever to get yourself out of them? Well, yeah. But anyway, I have it together. Way! Oh my goodness me. So, what are we doing? Well, I was watching news last night and I've got a lot of stories I want to cover. All the stuff in red. So it's going to be an interesting morning. Uh, yeah. So I'm just going to wait for a few minutes. And bit of housekeeping. Um, Firstly, thank you for continuing to join with me and watch me. I know some days can be a little bit wacky and yeah. So yeah, hi Spirit Beyond the Stars. Hi Karen Bissell. So yeah. And I hope you can continue to bear with the chaos that is my readings. Sometimes I look like a wreck. This morning I actually had a few, and I thought, I'm going to put some makeup on. So I put some makeup on. I thought, well, why not? I normally wear it for job interviews and stuff, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just, a bit of effort. And I thought, no, bugger, I'm going to make the effort. I hope I look a bit nice to you guys, but it really made me feel good. So did it for me, but still. Yeah. So I know I usually do things with the scarves and all that and, try and look nice. But yeah, it's like sometimes you go down a rabbit hole and it can be a bit hard to get out of, can't it? And that's okay. Good morning to Canada. LF, how are you? Now, the other housekeeping is if you are a member for the next 30 odd hours, you will have exclusive access. You will have the chance to see before anybody else my latest Hollywood mystery tour. Okay, so I did one yesterday, and this is looking at Bobby Fuller. So, fair warning. I mean, tomorrow, around midday tomorrow, we'll release it to everybody. But if you want to see it first, become a member, and you get to see it a day or so before all of my pre-recording, like mystery tours and stuff, before anybody else. So if you want to see it now, you can become a member and go and see it. Yeah. So because things like my mystery tours, my hidden treasures, my I'm going to call them, I don't know, world and universal mystery. Those things are those pre-recorded things that I have not done in ages, but I'm starting to do again. If you're a member, you get to see them 36 hours or so before everybody else. So, yeah, before I make them public. I hope you enjoy them. Yeah. So much has been going on. I will ask a question about Will Smith today. Is they're not going to take back his Oscar, but is he going to get suspended or thrown out of the Academy for a while? So I'll have a look at that. Violence is never the answer, no matter what it is. And you know what? I really, when he won Best Act, when he won the Oscar, I turned his speech off for most of it because I wasn't really interested in hearing it. And then I turned it on for the last few minutes, and I was pretty appalled to hear him say that, you know, he got in very protective mode playing Richard Williams. I know the man wasn't perfect. There's quite a few stories about him. But, and then it's like he equated love with violence, and that's not on. And so it's an embarrassment for a lot of people all around. The Williams sisters. Anyway, so I will ask, will he be at the very least suspended from the Academy? But and then that's all I'm going to say on that. There will be lawsuits associated with it. And you know, it's funny because it's sort of caused a bit of a split between mainstream Hollywood and comedians and comedic actors and stuff, or comedians who act in Hollywood and stuff. And it's like the comedians, their first question is, what about Chris Rock? You know, and what, are we going to get assaulted for telling a joke now? So I might have a look at that issue as well. So there was an outgoing New South Wales Liberal senator who blasted Scott Morrison as a bully, and I don't really know much about that story, but I found that really interesting. And so I thought I'd ask the question, is Scott Morrison a bully? With the Liberals, you know, within the party itself and stuff? Why not? DOJ, the Hunter Biden investigation is still ongoing. So I thought I'd ask the question, and it has been picked up on again. It sort of laid low for a while. So I'll ask the question, will he be cleared or charged? One or the other. What about the 7.5 hours missing from Trump's phone logs for the 1st of January last year? That'll be interesting to have a look at that. Susan Collins has said she is going to vote for Ketanji Brown Jackson. Firstly, can we trust her to follow through? And secondly, will others follow her? Now, the federal judge David Carter said Trump is more likely than not to have engaged in illegal activities in his attempt to obstruct the transfer of power. Okay, hi Julie Saint. Eastern Ukraine, Crimea. There are rumors coming out that even though Crimea has been very happy living under Russia for a few years, now they're getting very unsettled, and the people who live there, the Russians and the Ukrainians who live there, don't necessarily want to be part of Russia anymore. And the other two regions, which to my great shame I can't name off the top of my head. Hi, Maury. How do they feel about living under Russia now with Russia doing so badly? Hi, Renee. Ted Cruz, are they going to pursue an investigation into his possible role in the January 6th insurrection? There's more information coming out that he may have worked more directly with Trump about it than he's let on, and he is talking about a 2024 bid, or there's rumors around it about a 2024 bid for the presidency. Will Ted Cruz throw his hat in the ring for that? So that's what I've got to look at this morning. If you have any questions, please ask them, and I'll do my best to get to them. It's not often I come on as prepared and calm as I am, is it? Even, you know. So yeah, played Cancun Cruise. um, that no, don't say gay bill. It's called the Parental Rights in Education Bill. I did a reading on that last week, and if you want to go, I see it eventually getting turfed out. Okay, because what about the parental rights of gay parents and that and the other? And yeah, what about the rights of the children to be able to talk about their home situation? It's yeah, it's a disgusting bill. Um, so that's what I've got on the agenda for today. Hello, Missy. Mummies. Mummy already gave you a glass of water that was meant for herself. Just finish. So let's get into it. Yeah, I bought the Thursday and Tuesdays back to 9:30 to help with the change in time because I'm no longer 13 hours ahead. I'm only 12 hours ahead, and that would be putting it pretty late in the night when people are starting on the East Coast. So let's have a look. Hi, Margelle. Hi, Julie Saint. We'll start off with the Hunter Biden investigation. Why has it been picked up again? Somebody pushing it from within. Is it somebody pushing it from within, or is it just because they feel it's time to just okay? I'm getting the word. It's time to either wrap it up one way or the other. Either charge him or not. Basically, that's the word that's come down. Not from the Oval Office. Biden is properly steering well clear. Basically, the decision here, this has been bouncing around for 4 years. It's been dragged up every now and then. It's being used as a political tool. Okay. So this is like it's being used as a political tool by the hopeful to bring down Biden, to try and bring down Biden. And also divert people, get them looking in a different direction. What about the Hunter Biden investigation? So I think word has come down is, and I think it's from the Attorney General's office, one way or the other, he gets cleared or charged. He's got no skin in the game, the Attorney General, but he determined that this investigation is not going to be used as a political ploy anymore. So it's about making a decision. And here it is, here's the crossroads card, making a decision. He wants it out of the way. He wants them, look, you've got so much. Yeah, I'm getting like he's laid down the law, the emperor, the Attorney General. He's like, you've got this long. It could be 30 days, it could be 2 months, it could be 3 months. You've had 4 years. You've had 4 years. Is what's going through my head. You've had 4 years. You've got this long now. You either present to the grand jury for indictment, and he either gets indicted or cleared. Is that what it is? Yes. It either goes one way or the other. It either moves up to the grand jury for indictment or it gets swept away and finished. So that's basically why it's popped up again. Hi, Sheila, Angel Feather. Hi, Claudia. I'm looking at the Hunter Biden investigation. Why it's suddenly popped up again, and it's like it's popped up again because people want to use it as a political ploy, and Garland's saying enough is enough. You've had 4 years. You've got this long to do one thing or the other. How's Lisbon today? So will he be cleared? Gonna be able to move on. Okay, he's gonna be able to move on. I'll take that as a yes. Was it illegal what he did? I don't know. Was it something he perhaps shouldn't have done? Yeah, but his father didn't get him the job. Biden just used his father to get the job. Not he. I don't know whether it was his connections or his connection with his father to get the job. Was he a naughty boy in doing that? Well, yes, he was. Was he the first child of the president to use the fact, or vice president, to use the fact that their father is vice president in order to get ahead in gaining a job or something like that? Probably not. Would the Republicans be kicking up a fuss if it was one of Trump's children who got a job overseas because of their connection to Trump? Oh no, that would be all right. Hi Jess R, how are you? And welcome. And hello to all my lovely lurkers. And no, I haven't taken a chill pill. I just happen to have all my stuff together. Just in case people are wondering, has she taken a chill pill? Housekeeping. I have uploaded my latest mystery tour, but until tomorrow, you can only see it if you're a member. They get my videos about roughly 36 hours ahead of anybody else. So if you want to see it before I make it public, become a member. $3.99 a month. Yes, I know I plug it, but this channel and readings and all that, they help my income a little bit. Also, you'll have to listen because I had the microphone over here and didn't notice. So I made sure you could hear it, and I tried the best to get the sound up as high. But you'll probably have to have the sound on high once I start talking. Hi, Travels. It's reported the Risky TV is broadcasting that they want the US. Oh, Russian TV is broadcasting that they want the US to change for regime. They are willing to help their partner get back into office, and this is proper. And this is propaganda. Can they use it in court? Interesting question. Travel. Hi, crazy cat lady Farley. Hello. So the Russian TV is broadcasting that they want. Well, of course, Biden came out, as he often does, with, I suppose you could call it, is Putin's end near? Interesting question, Claudia. I'll write that down to have a look at. He came out he's a very passionate man, and when he gets into it, he might, "Hi, geek, how are you, my darling?" He might suddenly go, "Oh, say something that, yeah, yeah." He just said this man can no longer remain in charge. Basically, he blurted out his personal opinion. Okay, is Putin's end near? And it sounds like that Russian TV are saying, "Oh no, this man Biden can no longer in power, and they're willing to help his opponents get there." Okay, can they use that in court against Trump? I don't. I really don't think that could be to get, and they're willing to help their partner to get back in office. It's rainy in Lisbon today. Thank you, Claudia. I don't see that ending up in court of law, but it's a very interesting statement. And it could lead people to say, why do they call the Trump their partner? So why is Russia's TV, calling Trump their partner? And I'm assuming it's Trump. I'm making an assumption here. Okay. Trump or whoever else they may have groomed. How's that? Because it might be worth asking, have they groomed somebody else in the few years? So, but given that they said back into office, we'll go with Trump. There's still security concerns, and this is going to raise security concerns, this statement. Losses. 5 of Cups. Their partner. It's also maybe going to cause a few, this is losses. Security and losses of life. Transition. I'm feeling like this maybe had something, it's asking the questions. Was there any Russian money involved in 1/6? People lost their lives during the event and after the event, even months after. To me, those officers who took their own lives because of the event, their death was caused by it as well. And just putting it out there, if you are having a tough time dealing with things, if you are wondering or thinking there's no one to turn to and you are heading towards what you know, having those thoughts and those ideations, please reach out. Look up the phone, talk to somebody, go to a clinic or a hospital or a shelter, or pick up a phone and call a service. Okay? What else is this going to spark? This comment. Some people are going to charge in wanting to, it's going to create a bit of chaos. But people are going to want to charge in and investigate and defend. So I do feel, will some investigations be sparked by this comment? Definitely going to be questions. Yes, people are going to handle it very, very cautiously. They don't want to rush in too quick. They don't want it. They're going to handle it very cautiously, keep it in the background. There's going to be things happening behind the scenes. Okay. Now, the other question that came out of Travel's post, and thank you, Travel, was have the Russians groomed someone else apart from Trump? I think that's an interesting question. Has Putin, when we say the Russians, I think we mean Putin and his gang. So has Putin the gang groomed somebody else? Or have they been grooming somebody else to take Trump's place? I think that's an interesting question. Hi, Yvonne White. Hi, Linda B. Hi, New Grandma. Hi, 171 Sign In. Have they been grooming somebody else? I'm thinking that this is a yes. They put their work into somebody else and they're just waiting now to see if their ships are going to come in. This is the waiting for the ship to come in, waiting for results of work. Oh, here's that hermit again. Somebody who's maybe in the background at the moment. Somebody who's a bit younger and a bit idealistic. Okay. Yeah. Idealism can be very dangerous. Because in the pursuit of a perceived ideal, you reject everything else that doesn't fit into what you see as that ideal. And that's dangerous. Never been a fan of idealism. Oh, are you suggesting Scott, Senator Scott, or somebody travels? The other thing I got when I was laying out the cards for that, the words going through my mind is behind the scenes. Thank you. Thank you, Yvonne. Is behind the scenes, it's like it doesn't matter what side you're on, whether you're independent, whether you're Democrat, Republican. I think they're going through everybody with a fine tooth comb. And I think they might even they're going to institute in the next few years, will there be, I don't know if they run security checks on people who are stepping up to run for Senate at the moment. But will they introduce strict security measures, security check measures on people who run for state and federal office? Oh, judgment. It doesn't necessarily mean just because you have ties with a business in one country that you can't run. But business ties, overseas ties, I think they're going to institute a whole new range of checks. But that doesn't mean that you can't run or do this or do that or hold office, but definitely, I've got the King of Swords here. Any ties to corrupt officials and any ties to any military ties, all of those things with other countries and things, all of those things are going to be looked into. You know, some people were born overseas and they might have ties because of that, but they're going to really, really be zeroing in on things over the next few years. Those checks are going to become tougher and harder. And yeah, hi Sherry French. Okay. Let's see. Oh, moving on. Somebody asked, Claudia, I think it was, is Putin's end near? Interesting question. And I'm not going to be talking about the end of his life per se, but the end of his, thank you, Dan, the end of his reign. It's the end of Putin's reign. It's the end of his rule. Yeah. I know a lot of us it would only last days or possibly weeks. It's still in the weeks, but yeah. I don't see it going on for years, but it's still got a ways to go. So. Guides of the highest truth and compassion and universal spirit, please guide me to the energy surrounding the fate, the destiny of Vladimir Putin and his rule in Russia. Is it near an end? Oh, momentum. Now we've got the Chariot, 7. It can be a card of victory, but it's also a card of momentum, increased momentum. It's sort of like he doesn't have control of it anymore. So it should sort of be like reversed. No reversals in this deck. But it's like the momentum is speeding up towards him losing the reins in Russia. He really has it in his head that See the crown here and the canopy with stars. He really feels that he is there. There's a little bit of megalomania there. That he is godlike in his status and he's been appointed by God, basically. He feels like he has this duty appointed to him. And thank you, Dan Orshaw. Queen of Wands. I'm still seeing a woman stepping into, if not the leadership role, very big role. As far as equality in political office goes, Russia's not up there. But I still see a woman, a very fiery woman, a very protective woman, a woman of creativity and ideas, and a very, very intuitive woman. All of the things that is the Queen of Wands, stepping up into a big leadership role. Well, I don't think she'll appear overnight, and but she's not going to be ignored. And because she's not going to be ignored, she's going to end up as a leader in Russia, if not the leader to Russia. Maybe after a time. Putin. Shoddy work. All of this work, all of this money that should have gone to places that didn't go to places. And it wasn't just Putin who hid some of it away. It was people who were given the money to boost up their forces and they didn't spend it. A lot of corruption within the upper echelons of the military there. Rather than getting new tires for vehicles, the general got a new villa, things like that. I'm just going to ask, will Putin be around, able, will he be the leader at the time of G20? I never wish death or harm on anyone. Assessment, there's quite a bit of doubt. This person is looking at things and then, no. There seems to be a bit of doubt there. New growth. Bumped out of the way with new ideas, new growth. Bumped out of the way with a strong stick with the Ace of Wands. So will somebody else represent Russia at the G20? Possibly 3 people. I don't think Putin is going to be in power when the G20 comes around. I think they might possibly send a delegation of 3, but we'll see. So basically, he really has lost control of the chariot there. Okay. Can we trust Susan Collins? Hi, Awakening. Okay, troll. No more troll. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, can you trust Susan Collins to keep her word about putting Ketanji Brown Jackson in? The Page of Swords. Now, this can read as disappointment, but it's also the Page of Swords. They are terriers. She used to be a terrier, and she used to, once she sunk her teeth into something, she wouldn't let go. Yes, I think she told the truth. She's not going to let go of this. Nobody in the Republican part of the Senate is going to be able to get her to let go of that. She will continue. So, yes, on this, you can trust her. Viktor Orban. Interesting question. Claudia's really coming up with some great questions. Thank you. Viktor Orban, next election. Let's have a look. Okay. Viktor Orban in Hungary. Win or lose election. Ties to Russia. Interesting question. Now, the next question I was going to ask is, she's GOP, but I don't think she's going to. Yeah. It was like, there's reason to doubt her word, but she can be a terrier. The Ace of Swords says, yeah, no, she's going to come through on that one. Okay. Will other senators follow it? There's looking at 3 other senators following her. Mine is celebration, so I would say yes, there will be other GOP senators going there. How many? Yes, she will become the justice. So yes. That's the 4 of Wands, so it could be her and 3 others. Oh, it's going to cause a bit of chaos within GOP ranks. Why? Why chaos within GOP? Will there be more than they think? They think there's going to be another 3 who will go with her. Will there be more than that? Will there be more than just the 4? Susan Collins and 3 others. Possibly, yes, the Knight of Wands. So these are the 2 fastest moving knights. And I think that confirmation could happen a bit quicker than we're anticipating. How many more? We've got the 6 of Cups. Either there could be another 2 making it 6, or possibly another 6 making it 10. That would be real chaos within the Republican ranks if 10 senators voted for her. Time will tell. October. So in October, Hungary elections will take place. Viktor Orban is seen, who is the current president, is seen as one of Putin's puppets. Claudia has asked a question. Will his ties and the perception of him being a Putin puppet will he lose? Will Viktor Orban lose Hungary's elections in March? Will he lose power in March? That'll upset Tucker, won't it? Well, out in the cold. That's not looking good for him. Quid pro quo, corruption. They put him in power to do better for them, and he didn't. In fact, he tilted the scales in his own favour. Corruption there. It's more than just Putin, I think. Yeah, he's abused his position to make himself comfortable. Will his association with Putin be one of the reasons he loses? It's more than just that, but will it be one of the reasons he loses? Yes. So they're not happy about something about Trump. And yes, the Queen of Cups can often be seen as Russia. So yes. Hey, sweetie. My darling man. It's getting quite stifling in here. I'm just going to go turn the aircon on and see if hubby, my darling hubby, will make me a coffee. Hello, Deborah Costro. How are you, my darling? And Pamela Roma, hello. Welcome back. It's so lovely to see you come back. Hi, Anne Simpson.
Yes.
Where is it? Go away. I can't find the aircon remote. Maybe. No. Ah, here it is. It was under something.
Life without aircon is very unsimple.
No, it was under something.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Well, you being a man.
Are you broadcasting?
Yeah.
I'll look after it. Oh. Mr. Stan, what have you got?
Yes, thanks.
Oh, damn it.
So, my sanity is saved. I found the aircon remote. It was under something. So, ladies, would you agree with me that because it was under something, and not under a lot of things, just under a pillow, James being a man, would he have ever found it? I know the truth. But see if you can predict. And it's not James in general. It's just because James is a man. Would he have ever found the remote because it was under something?
Yes, I know.
Most men I know, when they look for something, they look on the surface. They never think to lift something up, or heaven forbid, Move something. Oh, Marie said you would have only found it by accident. Geek. Oh, Geek, you're being kind because you're a bloke. Geek said eventually you would have found it. Geek, come on. You're only saying that because you're a bloke.
Just have to be a bit patient.
And Simpson, nope.
The important thing is you don't freak out, Chris. Smiling, boy, smiling. Okay. I'm making coffee. I'm just making coffee. Oh.
He said, the most important thing is that I don't freak out.
Chris never freaks out.
LF from Canada, no, you wouldn't have found it. Pamela Roma, I'm staying out of this. No, it's okay. He's in on the joke. He is in on the joke. I would never, ever tease him like this on a forum like this if he was not in on the joke. Hi, Eleanor, my darling. How are you? Yeah, Eleanor's saying that her husband, he can't find anything if it's something under something. Honestly, it just really is. It just seems most men don't think to pick something up. That's all it is. It's like. But no, don't worry. You're not going to cause a huge risk. James is in on the joke here. I never tease. The thing is, when I do tease him and I do these throw out polls like that, he's in on the joke because I wouldn't do that to him.
Loves me very much. Oh boy, I probably found it. That's the main thing. It's quite in. All right.
Yeah, I do. God, forcing me to admit it. Jeez. Hi, Deborah Deborah Costro. Hi, darling. My stutter came out a little bit. It doesn't very often. Oh, my sinuses are bloody playing up again. Oh, they've been giving me curry.
You want another one a bit later?
Probably not, but thank you, my darling.
No worries. Have fun.
Yeah. I'll have to save the rest of my coffees for later on. I've got lots and lots to do over here at the desk later on. Some study stuff and yeah. Ellen McCarthy, I would say something, but your wife is left-handed. I'm still a deer in the headlights. Okay. Okay, she's sitting on your right side. Hi. Okay. And hello to all my lovely lurkers and to everyone who chooses to click on my videos later. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And that you bear with me through all the chaos that can be one of my videos. And yeah, sometimes they're just a mess. I think Tuesday was a bit of a mess, but you know what? Say la vie. Such is life. Now, we've done Victor Orban. 7.5 hours is missing from call logs for Trump from the 1-6 committee. Trump's going, I don't even know what a burner phone is. And Bolton coming out and basically saying, I'm not quoting him verbatim, but he's basically saying bullshit. He used to talk about them all the time. So, did Trump use burner phones? I mean, they're managing to trace some things when he used other people's phones. But did Trump use burner phones during that 7.5 hours? Yeah. Yeah. Why would he use a burner phone? That's a chariot. Why would he need to use a burner phone? Guys, why would he need to use a burner phone? Okay. Either he's had them all over the place because he's just lazy and doesn't want to go and find a phone, or he was using a couple of burner phones to call people he did not want to be traced. There would be no evidence of him calling. This is really serious. During the 7.5 hours that the Capitol was under attack, between the start of the Capitol attack and the final securing of the Capitol, there are gaps in the call logs for Trump, and Trump was seen on the phone. We know he was on the phone to some people because they had their information. We know he used some other people's phones because information's coming out about that. But there is talk that he used burners. Why would he need to use burners? Change. He was hoping, this is change, that things would change his way. I got a picture of people in the crowd on burner phones. He was putting forward, he was talking to people, hoping that this change would happen. He felt destined. He felt it was his destiny to continue to be president. He's like Putin. He thinks he's got appointed. He's not. But who was he talking to? People juggling on those burner phones. Okay? This is a manipulator. Hi, Deb said, this is a puppet master. Is this Putin? Let's ask the question. And I'm going to get a different deck out, okay? To ask that clarifying question. Got a text. Nothing important, nothing that needs to be taken care of. When you have elderly and ill family members on the other side of the country, you know. You just want to check it. But no, nothing to do with that. Is this Two of Pentacles? A manipulator, a juggler. Is this Putin? No, it's not, surprisingly. Okay. Eight of Cups. But it's someone he really desperately wanted some help from, and they weren't going to give it because they turned their back. No, it's not. And before you ask, no, it's not Pence. It's someone who probably wasn't there, who he really wanted them to step in and help G things up when they started, and they said no. Not going to happen. Look at this, the high priestess, secrets and strategies. Was one of the people Putin? Did he use one of the phones to talk to Putin? Yes or no? Yeah. So he did talk to Putin, but he wasn't the juggler there. That was somebody else who said, "Ha, you're on your own." And well, that could have been Putin, I suppose. If Putin said, well, you're on your own. So yeah, it could have been Putin, I suppose. Okay. Will they ever find? He's very shoddy about getting rid of these things. Did they destroy these phones? The Queen of Pentacles. This is definitely a woman. A woman was given the task to do it. But did she? Oh, hello. Justice. There's a possibility that they're still out there and that she might hand them over to the authorities. You know what? Is it Ivanka? Does Ivanka have those phones? Death. These phones could end him completely. Okay. You know me, I build up a story, but sometimes I go, okay, I'm going to go back to the start. Was it Bill Barr? An old woman? Bill Barr? No, he wasn't there by then. He didn't want anything to do with it. No. He's not stupid enough to hang on to a hot potato like the Ginny Thomas. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, do they still exist? Does somebody have those phones? Yes or no? Yes. They were told to watch them, guard them. It's the on guard card. Okay. Will those phones be handed over to 1-6? Or the DOJ? 8 of Pentacles. It's a woman. She could make a deal. Queen of Pentacles. There she is again, the Queen of Pentacles. They're not just the sort of things that you shove in a drawer and forget, are they? Will those burner phones come to light? Yay! There we go. I wonder, we'll see if that happens. You reckon? What do you reckon? Ginny Thomas has them and she's going to end up being charged with conspiracy to commit sedition and other seditious conspiracy and other things, and maybe she'll hand over those phones to get a lot of sentence. Yeah. The help he wanted? Yeah, it could be. Guides, can you please tell me? Did Donald Trump talk to Putin on a burner phone during those 7.5 hours? Can't see the card I'm pulling it out of the deck. You guys will see it before I do. What's it say? Oh, the Empress, often seen as Russia. And look what else fell out. Justice. It will come out. Interesting. Okay. Hi, Craig Dixon. Hi, Celtic Seer. How are you? The cat came back. Okay. Now, what else is on the list? The federal judge. Eastern Ukraine, people in the Crimea. There's talk coming out that they're saying they don't want to be part of Russia anymore, or that they don't. One woman is saying, well, no, that's not true. They're quite happy being part of Russia. But is that true? And the other two areas, excuse me, I'm just going to, on the other screen here, bring up a map, okay? You're considering registering as livestock. Dan Orshaw was saying he had 5 shots last week and he's considering registering as livestock. That is hilarious. Okay. There's Crimea. Donetsk and Luhansk are the other two areas. We'll leave Crimea for another time, but let's have a look. Donetsk and Luhansk, which is where Trump went in and said, oh, yes, they've asked us for our help and they want to be part of Russia and all that. Do the people of those regions want to be part of Russia? Now, they may have wanted to be earlier. What do they want? Knight of Wands. Mariupol, is that's part of Donetsk region? Looks like it's part of the Donetsk region. That's just been wiped off the earth. And when I saw the pictures the other day, every time I see it, I just want to cry. He was charming. He was like, oh, you get us in there, we'll get a foothold, we'll give you what you want, freedom and all that. And he was charming. But they learnt very much the bad side of the Knight of Wands. My way or the highway. You do it what I want to do, or I will raise you to the ground. Donetsk and Luhansk, do they still want to be part of Russia? The Queen of Cups, the consequences. Okay, they put their lot in, you know. I got somebody, a Geek Hillbilly, he bets Snowden is regretting going to Russia. I got in a couple of years, Russia's going to hand Snowden over as a way to smooth things over. They're seeing the consequences of giving him that foothold. And they did give him a foothold. They're seeing the consequences. Do they still want to be part of Russia, recognized as part? Do they feel comfortable? You'd think no, but yeah, most of them would be happy to be. They're not happy about what he's done, but they know the difference between him and the Russian people. So they would still be happy to go forward and eventually become part of Russia. Okay. Given that, but that doesn't necessarily mean they want to be part of Putin's Russia. Do they want to be part of Putin's Russia? 10 of Cups, it was a dream, it was an illusion, and it's heartbreaking. He betrayed their trust. He sold them a dream and an illusion, and he broke it. Page of Cups. I'm getting just disappointment from the Page of Cups. It never got emotionally unstable and disappointment. Yeah, emotionally unstable. There should be both of those should be ups. And disappointment. They're disappointed in him. So do they want to be part of Putin's Russia? I'd say no. This might sound odd to me to say no, but it's too corrupt, basically. The scales of being treated fairly are not. Yeah. He'd just grab all their resources and run. Yes, my darling.
Sorry for teasing you. I know you got a thing to do.
You are so sweet. You really are so sweet. Thank you.
Really
He's apologising for teasing me.
It's all good.
Oh, my darling. He's
It's
so
all
sweet.
good. I know you need to concentrate.
Yeah. Putin is just, yes, he is. I actually looked at Hunter Biden earlier. The outcome, will he be charged or cleared? It's still a bit fuzzy at the moment. Still a bit out. But Garland's laid down the law there. You've had 4 years. You know, give me something in this much time or it's finished. That's it. Cruz. Senator Cruz. So, look, they still see themselves as part of Russia, and they would still like to become part of Russia. But the people in these regions, but a lot of them are really disappointed with Putin and don't want to become a part of Russia where he is in charge. Basically, that's pretty much it. Okay. Ted Cruz. Will he be investigated for a role in the January 6th insurrection? Is he being, or will he be? Let's have a look. King of Swords, that's a pretty clear yes. People in charge, prosecutors, attorneys and all that, they're looking at him. Yes, he is being investigated, or he will be investigated. Page of Swords, a spy. New energy. There's going to be new energy about this question with him. Five of Cups. It's going to lead to losses for him. Yep. What did you see on CNN today, my dear? And look, abandonment, forced abandonment. He might even have to. Let's have a look. Will he have to retire? Will he have to resign over this? Will he have to resign over this? Will Ted Cruz have to resign over this possible investigation? Patrick Stewart, he was, yes. King of Wands, ties to Trump. Ace of Pentacles, even more so, money. Ten of Swords, long dark night of the soul. Yeah, he might have to. He might be given the opportunity to resign gracefully or have to go through a very long, painful denouement. Okay, so we'll put that aside and we'll ask one more question. Will Ted Cruz be the Republican nominee for president in 2024? Two cards flew out. One is the Queen of Pentacles, and there's one underneath it that's hidden. This to me is donors. He's going to put a lot of energy in it, and it's a good chance. These people never learn. Will he be the Republican senator? He certainly wants to be. The idea is out there, but will it happen? Yes or no? Page of Wands, not trusted. Strength under he's not strong enough. If he manages to make it, that would mean that the investigation didn't go anywhere. But he might use it as an excuse to resign. King of Cups. You know what? At this stage, today, the energy around things today, this is saying that come the 2024 presidential elections, Ted Cruz could have got himself into the position of being the nominee. Oh, always kidnap him and put 80 Bryan in his place. That would be so cool. And no, I don't advocate kidnapping people and depriving them of their liberty in any way, shape, or form. He will bid for it, definitely. But yeah, if the things were made today, he'd probably get it. But okay. I'm going to, hi, Fern Robin Blank. I'm going to have a look now. I spoke a little bit right at the start about the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation, and I will reiterate it. Violence is never the answer. And equating love with violence in accepting an Oscar speech, an Oscar, no. And that's wrong. And I didn't know he'd done that because basically I just, when he went up to accept it, I turned it off. I turned the sound off. I just didn't want to hear what he had to say. I was pretty, when I went into, because James and I, like a lot of people wondering, was it staged? And when I went in and told him, no, apparently it's not staged. It's real. He said, Will Smith could have handled that a lot better. And yeah. So, what I'm interested in is not, I think there will be consequences for him from the Academy. So we'll just say, will there be consequences from the Academy? They won't take his Oscar. They won't take that. There'd be a huge furor. But yes, there will be consequences. Okay. A lot of people going, oh, I'm so worried about his health and this, that, and the other. And I'm getting this question more and more and more. Every day that passes is, was he actually spoiling for a fight anyway? I don't know. So I had a look at it. I'm not a body language expert, so it would be interesting to get a body language expert to look at red carpet pictures of him and all that. He did have like a deer in the headlights look on his face. So was he spoiling for a fight? Maybe. So he was. And yeah, I went on and they say, some sites saying, oh no, it's all Jada's fault. She prodded him and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if she wanted him to get up there and do something and prodded him to. He's a grown man. He makes his own decisions. So don't blame her for her husband getting up there and thumping somebody. Was he spoiling for a fight? It looks like, yeah, charged with electricity, charged with energy. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about Will Smith in itself. But the incident, you've got a lot of the late show hosts who are comedians and all that, and it's pretty clear that they think, how's Chris Rock? Their concern is, what about Chris Rock? He's the victim. And he was the victim of battery in public. Stephen Colbert was like, well, he's proven he can take a hit because, Will Smith's a big man. And one guy said Will Smith's hands are the size of dinner plates. So, yeah, it shows how. And he did carry on with grace. Yeah, he made a joke he perhaps shouldn't have had. But as one said, yeah, we make jokes at some time. But do we have to fear for our safety every time we make a joke about a public figure or something? And, yeah, so is this going to cause a rift in the entertainment industry between, I suppose you'd call it Hollywood proper, the film people, and the comedians and stuff? Is this going to cause a rift? Yes, he will. There is going to be, what, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are probably going to try and sue Chris Rock, but that won't go anywhere. That won't go anywhere. It's going to be like, for distress. It's going to come down to, look, you are public figures. You are at a public forum. You've spoken publicly about this issue. And, you know, it's not about whether or not he should have made the crack. He didn't know. He wasn't aware of her condition. But, and it's honestly a lot of people, women are saying, GIO's a kick-ass, G.I. Jane's a kick-ass chick. So I feel, you know, put down for being compared to what a lot of people view as a kick-ass chick. Or she just didn't like being compared to Demi Moore, which is an insult to Demi Moore. You did a lot of work for that role, by the way. But is it going to cause a rift between Hollywood proper, we'll call it, and comedian proper? No. The Hierophant, upside down. It's like this. Comedians think outside the box. People, they're quick. They think outside the box. It's going to be a stormy passage. And, you know, I don't see these guys like Colbert and Myers and Kibble and all that. I don't see them having Will Smith on for a while. I think he might cop a bit of a cold shoulder from them. And it's not like he's been unknown to lash out at people. He did hit that reporter. 9 of Pentacles. So here's the autonomy, we can do what we like side of Hollywood and get away with it. And I like Jim Carrey coming out and saying it was pretty sickening to see the standing ovation that Will Smith got. Yeah, I have to agree. That's part of the reason I didn't bother. I turned the sound off on his speech. Was I'm like, why are they giving him a standing ovation? Certainly clapping, yes. I guess it's because it's tradition. But it in a way, it condoned his actions. So here's the comedians. Here's Hollywood proper. We can do what we like. And this is a rough passage between them for a while. Well, I was just protecting people I love. With violence. It was embarrassing for the girls who played his daughters in the movies. It was embarrassing for the Williams sisters. It's going to lead to a bit of a change in the dynamic. And Will Carey said he's going to file a $200 million lawsuit against them. I don't know. Oh, it is. There's more coming out of this incident. So there's a change coming out of this incident, and it could even be quite toppling. Quite, really upset the balance of things. This is the start of a tower within Hollywood and the entertainment industry, like entertainment industry, Hollywood sort of thing. I'm feeling maybe a little bit, this isn't hope. I'm sorry, my darlings. I feel like this should be reversed. It's like a bit of dark times ahead. It's going to be raising a lot of questions, a lot of issues. What does and does not Hollywood condone? It's a bigger, I don't think it's going to be the cars that ate Paris big and swamp everything, but it is a big tower moment, and it is going to basically cause significant change with the wheel. And basically maybe this Hollywood star thing might that SAG. Oh, Constance Campbell, what a really good suggestion. We could look at that. For those who don't know, SAG or SAG is the Screen Actors Guild. So we could have a look at that too, because it could cost him work if he's sanctioned. So this is like a bit of a downturn for the star, the industry of the star. Okay, interesting. Will the Screen Actors Guild sanction him? Because honestly, there are a lot of people who, yeah, the Oscars, blah, 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 blah. And they say there's going to be they are taking it seriously, as Whoopi Goldberg said. She's on the board, so. But will the Screen Actors Guild sanction Will Smith? But the Screen Actors Guild is really, really, really powerful. What's Australian Film and Television? High Priestess. These guys have a lot more power than you'd think. I suppose if the Screen Actors Guild are the wise and the, viewed as the seriousness, the Oscars are viewed as the shallow and conceitedness. So SAG Awards, a lot of actors prize their SAG awards much more than they prize their Oscars, even though the Oscars are industry based. Queen of Swords definitely could be facing some form of judgment from them. Scales, they can definitely tip the scales for him. Could he be suspended? Ooh, restrictions. His membership. Well, they're definitely they're definitely going to do something too. But the thing is, they haven't. There's a lot of options they can do, but will they? The world is watching. This is the thing. The world is watching, and they're really feeling backed into a corner, because this is, he can't do that. He can't do that. And Chris Rock I think he's a fellow member and stuff, and it's like, so the world is watching these guys, all of these guys, the after, as you called it. Ooh. Yeah, he blamed everyone but himself. Everyone blamed but himself, yeah. When are the BAFTAs? Because he would have been up for a BAFTA, I'm pretty sure. Will this affect any other nominations that he might have gotten? Yeah, look at this. Oh my God, no, we can't. By nominating him, we're just condoning violence, condoning what he did. So his award season might be cut short. We'll see. restriction. The DA's office can still decide to hold an investigation, and this could restrict his movements. Because it was so public, Chris Rock doesn't necessarily have to press charges, but the DA's office might still do that. Sterling's great, isn't he? I love Sterling. Sterling will know. Yeah. Oscars is usually the last. Yeah, it was really, really. Yeah. Will the state of California pursue charges? Let's have a look. You know what? We really are giving us way more time than it deserves. But this is serious. Will the state of California pursue charges? Well, out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles. You know, if they do, it's the Queen of Cups. They could pursue charges. The thing is, if they did it, they would do it because they would feel that it is in the public interest to pursue charges. Now, here's the thing. If it was just him and Chris Rock out the back after the ceremony and him going up to Chris Rock and going, slap, blah, 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 that would be one thing. They'd probably feel like, oh, it wouldn't be within the public interest to pursue this. The thing is, Will Smith did that on a public platform. A public platform. He was not removed. He assaulted someone on a public platform because someone said something about his wife or made a joke about his wife and her being suitable for a role in a movie, basically. Got up, he assaulted someone on a public platform. He sat back down, he swore and everything. Then he was awarded the Oscar, got up and made a speech in which he condoned in which he linked love with violence, and he did not apologize to the person he assaulted, and he blamed everybody but himself. And he equated being protective with smacking the shit out of somebody. He is a revered figure by a lot of people. And it could be deemed in the public interest for him to be charged. Because Hollywood sat there, gave him a standing ovation and basically condoned what he did. So they could still pursue charges. And this is not coming from cards or anything. This is just, they might still pursue charges because they deem it would be in the public interest to do so. Robert Wagner. I did a reading on Natalie Wood for somebody. I don't know if I ever did it as a... I don't think he was active in her death, but she was on that boat because she just wanted to get away from him. Okay? So... Who's lucky the big guy didn't come down and make a fence post out of him? Because honestly, look, it's one of the things of being a celebrity and putting yourself out there to the extent that these people do. Okay? And there will always be questions about Natalie Wood. That the reading I said came out with, it was an accident, but she really was trying to get away from him. She just couldn't be on the boat with him anymore. Anyway, yeah. Will Smith, lucky the big guy didn't come down and make a fence post out of him. Who's the big guy, Dan or Shaw? So yeah, look, they could still pursue charges as seeing it as in the public interest. Oh well, Will Smith could go and smack someone because he insulted his wife. I had every right to beat the shit out of that guy because it's out of love. No, yeah. Hi, Rolandi Baker. Oh, Rolandi, your blessings, my darling. Oh, happens when you're 70. That, yeah. I'm so sorry you've been losing people and friends. And yeah, someone from the audience. Yeah. And what about Quest, who won Best Documentary? His moment was taken from him. And Chris Rock actually came out of the whole thing looking a lot better than Will Smith did. And even, because he just, it was just a joke, but moved on. Yeah. It doesn't matter who wrote it. Even if it was written, perhaps he could have run it by them. But, how are they supposed to know she suffered from alopecia and stuff? Not everyone watches her shows. I had no idea. I didn't even know she had a show. So, yeah, but there's definitely going to be a rift out of this. And there's definitely going to be a bit of a, things happen at award shows. We've seen it all the time, but this is on a whole other level. So, yeah. Anyway, my darlings, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will be back Sunday. If you want daily hot topics, 10-minute daily hot topics video from Monday to Friday during the weekday, you can become a member and you'll see that. After a couple of weeks, I will then release those hot topic videos forever. But if you want to see them at the time, I might not. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to see the daily hot topics videos, about 10 minutes every day, I spend on at least one or two topics, you can become a member. And if you want a reading, you can email me at footprinttarot@gmail.com. And if you want lessons, you can email me at the same place. And I want to go and find that documentary and watch it. It looks awesome. Summer of Soul, yeah. Thank you very much for joining me. And yeah. Look, it's not Chris Rock's fault. It's not Chris Rock's fault in any way. He told a joke. And she might not have thought it was funny, but she could have been graceful and said, hey, good idea. But, it's like he told a joke. It probably was written for him, but it's like there's no excuse to go up there and smack someone, assault them. So violence is never the answer, my darlings. Thank you so much. Love you all. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay strong, and stay loving. And bye.